G'day everyone, Steel Horse here. We're back in Griffin, Indiana. And it's just dawned in the second half of September. We're checking out our milk cows here, and you can see that we've got 12 of them. They've got plenty of feed, no milk as yet, and straw is fine, as is a little bit of slurry there, which is good to see. So they're in good shape. I don't expect that we'll see milk from them, where are we here, until they reach puberty. So that's fine. Main thing, we're just getting into the habit of feeding them the right way. Our Angus over here are also coming along quite nicely. We'll just check that they're fine for food and water. They could do with some more hay by the looks, and we may, if we get a chance, the water will be fine for a little bit. But when's the next lot of cows get born here? So it looks like, which ones was it? These ones in about 3 or 4 months' time. So they're developing slowly. But if you notice, the bank balance has again slipped into the red. So we need to take care of that. And let's see if we can sell some silage. And try and sort that out. We've got plenty in here. We're still processing grass. There are about 338,000 litres of silage, so we can use our new trailer to get us back over to positives. So I'll just duck down to, well, in fact we'll check, but probably just duck down to Larson's to sell here. Silage is selling at Larson's 302 versus a best price of 341. So that's fine. So we'll duck down there and get the bank balance back on the right side. So while we're down here today, we'll also check across at the train silo. Thing as we forgot last time, and we've got the big trailer on, we can you're not giving me a tip sign here. Surely I'm in the trigger. That's better. We can check and see how much grain we left in the silo from last time. This is nicely taking us into the positives though, so that'll be good. And if we have a look at our stock summary here, we can see, you know, we're still sitting on another 90-odd thousand of silage there. And with the expectation that we'll get more grass when we do a cut again before we merge the fields, maybe at the beginning of next month or later today. We'll just play it a little bit by ear. We certainly want to get grass planted in the backfield where we had the oats last time. So as we sort of utilise the plough that we leased last time, there's our new tractor that we'll take back with us. Let's fill up. There's whatever we can find in here. Oh, I'm not in the correct trigger. That would be a good, that's the drop trigger. The pickup trigger is out here. That'll make it work much better. So wheat is empty, barley. Oh, we only ended up with 1700, so we put more on the train than we thought. Hardly anything there. So nonetheless, let's turn around. Get the new tractor following. Actually, while we're here and we've got a little bit of cash there, we might get the maintenance done. There it is. Repair 2,400. Okay. I'll do the trick. So now we're in good shape. We can save up for the GPS that we want and fit that in the future. You did not trigger. That's better. Off we go. Now, one of the things Kevin's been thinking about, and this barley is kind of a bit of a prompt, is he's sort of been talking to a few of the locals, and he's been tossing a few ideas around down at Larson's, and to be frank, his kind of experience with the spinnery has been a bit of a prompt. He's wondering if he should be making his own seed, treating his own seed, and to that end thinking of creating a small little business, and if he's got surplus then making that available to sell in the community. He's been looking at a couple of different options. There's a piece of equipment, an auger that AGI sell that could do the job. It's around about 20,000, but all it does is make seed. Then he's kind of thinking more of a business opportunity, so perhaps a building that he could put by the gate, and so that's something that's in his mind. Now that would require us to sell another couple of trailer loads of silage, which we might do later in the day. First order of business is to try and get grass seeded in that small field at the back, and this section down here ploughed in so that it's all joined in the right way. So we'll get up and going on that first, and then potentially come back to looking at that seed, the production of seed. He's sort of thinking that this little spot just on the left hand side here by the gate might serve pretty well. Good access, good ability to sort of people to drive up, and he can service them. So we'll see, might see how that goes. In the meantime, let's all empty the barley out of here. Seeing we've paid for this hour on the John Deere, we're going to keep working that on the plough for the moment. Shut you down. So we might fill you up, because there's definitely another trip to Larson's in the plan later in the day. or when we've got a spare moment. But for now, let's go get that plough sorted out. And have a look at how we want to lay these fields out. So ideally, we'd let, oops, on the wrong side. Ideally, we'd let this grass grow some more before we cut it again. It really depends when we want to. So we could harvest it now, so that's fine. It really depends what we want to plant. So we could plant wheat next, or we could plant wheat or barley next month, so it doesn't really matter. So probably what we'll do is let the grass roll over to October, and in this section here we'll put most likely barley, actually, given we've got a heap of wheat in the silo. And from a seed production standpoint, barley is probably the best proposition. We'll come back down here and sort that area out in a minute. But up here, this is the field that we want to make the grass field. This end of it's pretty good. We don't need to do any particular adjustments. We could probably just adjust it along here. So create field and just take you straight across. Might as well maximize the grass area we're going to get here. And then the idea is to follow this curve around just a fraction and then take it straight across. To our track over there. Something like so. And so on our left will be the cropped field, and then this edge will be very much the grass field. So really we've only got a small bit to do. We can start that other tractor just finishing what he was doing on the mulching. Wherever he's up to. Nearest waypoint. Let's just back you up a little bit. See what you are actually going to do next. 419, so I'm guessing you're in the up and downs. Hopefully that bit we've just cut across the field won't interrupt him too much. Time will tell. Meanwhile, we'll get this part sorted. Where are you backing up to go to? just cut from the curve on the corner here. Switch sides. Let's just try and straighten this edge. It's pretty close to 90 degrees. Just take you right across to the corner of the field. So this will still be a good size grass field for us, which will keep the fermenter chugging away quite nicely. We're not quite on the... We've run out of the edge of our... That's kind of interesting. Right on the edge of our field here by the looks. There we go. We know this edge is very close because we've been stuck by it before. And it looks like our mulcher is in good shape over there, so we'll finish that bit. We'll just do this little piece here. This is always the case. I misjudged the angle. And once we've reconfigured the fields this way, we'll redefine them for course play so that we have the shapes recorded the way we want them to run. That'll be easy enough to do. Might even do that with the little tractor just to get the field set up properly. Okay, now we can go back and do the section by the gate. Take out that little road. We might even widen this a little bit here. I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at it. Now let's try and do this without stealing too much of our grass. that was the other thing we needed to do today, is run down to the shop and organise. Oops, we still didn't get that little bit there. Run down to the shop and organise a tool for the stumps, so we can take care of that too. Let's come down the bottom here and figure out, I think we'll take that same line, that sort of line there, across, just in case we need to get across inside the fence line with equipment for some purpose. So let's switch sides. And there we go, join that up there. Perfect. Just a little bit of fiddling around and sorting out what we want, but getting rid of this area fairly swiftly. Pick it up to get over that stump. So what we might do is, seeing as the trailer is on the ute there, I run down to the check on the sheep, and then we can use the pick up the skid steer loader. Go and sell any bits of wood and pick up the skid steer loader and go to the shop and grab the tool we need, which we'll just lease. We only need it for a short period. So I think that'll be the best strategy. This is coming along nicely. This will be done quite quickly. How many bits of wood have we missed here? Not too many by the looks. I was expecting to find more hiding in the grass. There's a few stumps there, but that's about it. This bottom section's just about done. Just grab this while we've got the tool the right way around. So that'll do that bit there. Is that a stump hiding there, so we didn't leave any timber in the... Let's just cut you about there. Put you up on that. And we'll run down and check out our sheep. And in fact, we'll go to Lawson, to the wood place and sell first, then check out the sheep. That tool can sit there for the moment, seeing we've dropped it off. There's probably enough timber on here simply to pay for the skid steer loader stump grinding tool, so it's worth selling just to collect that. So hopefully worth the trip down. Let's find out. Here's the trigger. It's around here somewhere. We're going to have to turn it on. It's too hard to find. Walked over it. Don't come here often enough. So there we go, $2,300, near enough too. Definitely worth the visit to sell those on odds and ends. I've got one more still sitting on the truck. Where is it? Oh, come on. That's it. Excellent. Let's go and get the skid steer and see what our sheep are up to. Put the ramp down and let's go around and see what's happening. So we do have some wool. Oh, almost 500 litres, so let's might as well be enthusiastic and put that into our spinnery. Just check on the sheep before we drive away. So 20 of them there, almost halfway to reproducing, so that from here their wool production should start to kick up. They've got plenty of grass and these ones are sort of halfway to puberty, so we started them slowly quite deliberately because that's all we could afford. But they should start to pick up the wool production from here. Thinking that the trigger is right there, so we'll drop the tool off and just take the skid steer. That should fold up pretty easily. Take you back round onto the grass. Oh, at least we would if we turned the wheel. There we go. That's a bit better. Just clear that. And now we'll head down to the store. Now if we just duck in here, the seed producing auger is this one that he was looking at. It's $37,000. It would potentially do the job quite nicely. But as it stands at the minute, he's not sure he has the use. If one had come up second hand, it would have been a real bargain. But at the moment, that honeybee header is very attractive, but not really what we're looking for. There's nothing in the second hand market. So we'll just wait. In terms of skid steer loaded tools, we need a stump grinder, and this one will probably do the trick perfectly. We're just going to lease it. So for $127, you can't beat that. There was no other meaningful choice there, so that will do the trick. Oops. It goes further if we unstrap it first. That's better. Those forks belong to the shop. Let's lift you up just a fraction. Skid steer off. And take care of these stumps. Try and do it without falling off the trailer might be a good start. Yeah, are there any stumps down here behind us? Not that I can see. Leave that little one by the fence. That all looks pretty clear. Of course we left a log in the middle of the we see from in here. Let's find out what the in-cab view looks like. Turn you on, put you down. That should grind that away for us. There we go. The next one up the hill. That's not a bad view angle, pretty good visibility in here. A bit quieter than sitting on top of the view outside. Let's just put you down a fraction more. A few cuts needed to get rid of that one. Get it all? Yeah. Is there another bit I missed there? No. Just back up a little. Very easy. Sort of tool that it probably makes sense to have on the farm, just don't really justify it at the moment. It's just a chip. Where's the The only thing that's hard to see is where the next candidate is. There it is, right there. And it's gone. No, there's a wood chip there. We'll get him while we're at it, will we? Or do we have to grab him with the chainsaw? He's just being a nuisance. There we go. So I think that might be the job done. I found sometimes the easiest way to do this is just to jump into this mode and just scan. Did we get that one? Yes, we did. I believe. So just a couple of patches there and a couple of bits of wood to move. Okay. We can take care of those. How heavy are you? 150 kilos, we're feeling strong. Pop you in the boot. Or the trunk. The back. There was a bit of timber, I thought, sitting over on here somewhere. Maybe it was that pile of grass. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Need the skid steer out of the way. Pretty responsive little unit, this one. We'll hang on to this for later on, maybe in the next month. We'll just go and do a couple of trees over in that cow pasture, or the cattle pasture we put over on the side, just while we've got it. Makes sense to tidy that up. For now, this will get this bit done. And the next thing we need to think about, now, in order to seed grass in that top section, we're going to need a cultivator, which we returned the one from last season. That's probably another leasing job. It's not super time critical as much as we'd like to get at grass, because we're not going to get a cut off that field before Christmas. The grass just won't grow in time, so that's really next year's first grass cut in that field up there. But that's all that job done. We might, we need to be taking this bit section out here, so we'll take care of that in a little bit. We'll go and put the mulcher away. And do a couple of runs down to Larson's with silage, so that we can have a look at placing this little seed factory we're thinking about. Well, that's 2 loads of silage, so we're up into the sort of financial territory Kevin was hoping for. He's very happy with the the job of the new class, just over, or just on $34,000. Getting about 14.5 a load, so working out quite nicely. Now that might be enough for what he's got in mind. We'll have a look when we get back to the farm. What Kevin's kind of thinking about is just over here. If this space is big enough, what we got in here? Pallet storage. This little one here is $30,000. And if we... what orientation do we want there? The triggers... the output trigger is on the end. Is that the best spot for it? So possibly, if we just tuck it in here like so, what are you overlapping with there? Nothing I can see. That looks like a good spot. It's nice and neatly positioned in there. Fitted for the finances that we had. Plenty of room to access. And what we then can have a look at so this little factory will do seeds and fertilizer. Seeds made from grain and liquid fertilizer, or seeds made from grain and manure. And we have grain and manure. It also has the ability with manure and water to make solid fertilizer. Not enormous volumes. Interestingly, it's close enough to our manure pit there to act as an extension, which is a little bonus. But if we put that barley in that we had before, we could get straight on with making some seed. So that might be a neat thing to do. What have we got here? And then we can think about, we don't need fertilizer at the moment. Seed is definitely the priority. Can I put barley in this trailer? I'm not sure. We know we can put it in the big one. And we can put it in the truck. Can we put it in here? We got more chance if we get it under the fill pipe. We may not be able to. I can't remember the... No, it doesn't look like we can. Trailers. No, you should take it. Oh, maybe not with the extension on. Why would you not? Bill. You're definitely not wanting to give it to me. There is definitely barley in there, so maybe with the silage sides on, it won't work. Let's find out with this one. So we'll just use the barley for the minute. Not that there's very much of it, but it just gets us started. Do a little bit of landscaping to collect our roads up when we sort of see how it needs to work for us. Pretty sure this just, yep, loads here. Didn't take a second to empty it out. And so we've got some barley there. So you'll notice also that I'm running the upgrade productions mod here, so there's also an opportunity to upgrade this in the future if we want. We don't have enough money, but it would be another 33,000 to upgrade it, so we might look at that in the future if needs be, but for now I think it'll work quite well for us. Now, where are we here? We put barley in. That's the recipe we want, so let's activate that. Material oh, it's slurry it needs, not manure. Manure is for fertilizer. Okay, so we need to move some slurry across, and we don't have a tank that will move slurry. So we're going to have to solve for that. So that's going to be a job for next time, Kevin, I think. We were always going to need something for slurry. We just haven't got to it as yet. And we don't want to be... Well, we can't put it in our water tanker. We also need a tanker for milk when that production starts. So... because I'm pretty sure this one does not take milk. Let's have a look. Oops. No, water only. So we need to solve a couple of items that go on our list now. We need to solve for slurry and milk in the future. But for now, we might head back over the road and just finish up ploughing that field. That tucked in there quite nice. I don't think it looks out of place. And we can now think about how that we want to sort of lay out the rest of the sheds. I'm sure Kevin will have some ideas, and we'll get on with getting rid of this little grass verge up the end of up the edge of this part of the field. And when we come back next time, we can sort out our seed and our seeding. But for now, we'll just finish tidying up this little bit in between the two fields, take it a little bit closer to the water's edge here. Decide where we're going and want the top. We'll have a strip that's wide enough to drive down the top of the field here, so probably line the top up with the edge here. That'll do for now. Swing you around. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. have fun, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.